How do you ensure that pressure from your relationship don't affect your business? Because the only source of pressure on businesses is not when there's financial instability in the economy and the business is struggling to generate more sales or trying to find a way to pay salaries or to sustain the going concern of the business, right? So pressure can come from your relationship that can begin to affect the results and the outcome of your business. And if you leave it unattended to, it can have a negative impact on the results you get from your business. So today I want to share with you the top 10 pressure that can come from any relationship and then that can also affect the results you see in your business. So if you're currently under any pressure whatsoever, especially from your relationship, and you don't want it to affect your business, you want to learn or see how you can actually prevent it from affecting your business, then this is the right video for you to watch. Just stay and stick around because I'll be showing you not only how to solve such problems, but I'll show you how to identify and how to prevent it. So it doesn't matter whether you're going through such a situation, you're going to have a solution, or maybe you know someone who is going through such a situation, then you can share this content to them and let them learn and solve such problems. Then it might be that you just want to learn the preventive measures so it doesn't even happen to you at all. Then this is the right place for you to be at this moment. All right, so there's a study by APA, and the study says relationship stress impacts workplace productivity by creating emotional exhaustion and reducing focus. So entrepreneurs who often juggle personal and professional responsibility without support systems are at the high risk of feeling overwhelmed. Another one by Harvard Business Review emphasizes how divorce leads to financial disputes, legal costs, and emotional distraction, pulling attention away from business goals. You see, that could be a source of huge distraction. Another report on leadership by Gallup says stress in personal relationships can lead to poor decision making and emotional detachment in the workplace, with 45% of small business owners reporting reduced leadership capabilities. So you can imagine that, right? Now, why is this really critical for us to take a look at this subject matter is the fact that if we leave any relationship pressure unresolved or unattended to, they can actually have direct impact on business performance. Because strong personal relationships provide emotional stability, mental clarity, and motivation, which are essential for business success. So, unresolved pressures such as misunderstandings, lack of support, or financial strain can drain emotional energy, leading to poor decision making for the business owner. It can distract from business goals, causing reduced productivity. It can erode trust and support, leaving the entrepreneur feeling isolated. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs at times feel they are not being understood. They are just isolated. I mean, nobody understands them or their partner doesn't really understand them. And this can trigger stress, anxiety, or burnout, leading to business stagnation or failure. Now, the first source of pressure from a relationship that can affect your business is financial strain, especially when the source of funding your personal life, I mean, maybe you and your partner, it could be a family, maybe you're married, or maybe you're just dating, you just have a relationship yet, you're not married. If the source of funding your personal life is the business, then that can actually lead to pressure. Because if your partner wants something at a particular time and he or she is not showing understanding, and you're telling him or her that, look, this is not the right time, then there can be a serious pressure, because as time goes on, that can lead into arguments. From arguments comes resentment, and once there's resentment, you get back home or you get to meet with this person, you're talking about emotions here, there's going to be some form of resentment, and that might make it difficult for you to even concentrate. Now, if you give in and you make that provision, you dip into your business and or your business funds, and you make provision for whatever is being needed at that point in time, that will affect your business. Now, if you choose not to make the provision, you insist that it has to be delayed, that can lead to argument, quarrels, and resentment that can in turn affect your concentration in business, which can lead to poor decisions, can lead to missed goals, can lead to your motivation can be drained, and then which will ultimately affect the outcome of the business. So what can you do in a situation like this? The number one thing you can do is to ensure that there's transparent communication. I give you an example. Maybe as a business owner, you have this fund that you think you should invest into your business, or you just want to use it to maximize an opportunity. Maybe you just saw an opening or an opportunity you want to capitalize on, and then your partner is asking for something at that point in time. Or let's even take it as home expenses. You know, if there's no clear communication for you to come to that understanding with your partner, there's going to be reason for argument, and before you know it, it will snowball into something else, like I mentioned earlier. So you want to ensure that you're transparent in terms of communication. You discuss financial goals and risk openly with your partner. The second thing you can do is to make sure that you practice budgeting, not just for your business but also for your household. If you're married, and if you're into a relationship, maybe you're not married yet, you're still a single entrepreneur and you're into a relationship, then you should also learn how to use budgeting to stabilize your personal finances and the finance of your business. There's also what you call emergency fund, which you can build gradually for personal expenses to reduce stress during slow periods in your business. Because I must admit that financial stress at home can actually mount so much pressure on the business, and that's not what you want to experience at all. Now, how do we prevent this in the first place? The easiest way, or one of the easiest way to actually prevent this, is to involve your partner in financial planning discussions to align on expectations. So both of you have a clear expectations. He or she is involved in the conversation, and they get to understand, and that builds some kind of expectation and also manages their expectations. So they understand that, look, the timing might be wrong. So when you're telling them, look, this is what's happening, they already have a background knowledge and understanding of what is happening in your business, so that the pressure won't come in and begin to destabilize what is happening in your business. The foundation here actually is that you should learn to separate your business finances from your personal finances from the word go. So if you want to place yourself on a salary, or you want to place yourself on allowance, depending on the stage your business is currently. If it can afford to pay you salary, then you place yourself on salary. So you can plan with that. You can draw a budget on the amount you earn from that business. So it also give you a clearer picture. You and your partner can see that whatever you're getting may not be enough to cover for the month. Then you can begin to think of, do you want to consider other sources of revenue? Or even if it can cover for what you want, you can always plan ahead of time to reduce argument and stress, and ultimately reduce pressure on your business. Now, the second source of pressure from a relationship that could affect your business is time. Time can actually be another source of pressure, because you see, entrepreneurial journey demands that you spend time trying to develop your concept, or trying to develop your marketing strategies, especially for small and medium businesses. So let's take, for example, an entrepreneur that is building a startup. You want to create a new product, or you're planning towards a product launch. You might spend weeks, and that would demand that you spend so much time and concentration, which can lead to tension at home, and that might distract you from key negotiations. So here you are, but the truth remains that you can't leave your product launch and say you want to spend the whole time with your family or your partner or your spouse. The same way, you don't want your spouse or your partner to feel neglected simply because you're working or you're planning a product launch. You can see the dilemma here, right? So how do you resolve this? What are you going to do? How can you actually strike a balance? Because the last thing you want to do is to let your partner or your spouse feel neglected. That can come with resentment, it can lead to arguments, and it can actually cause tension at home. And that's the last thing you really want, so that you won't begin to find it difficult to concentrate at work, and that might also affect your business. So what can you do actually? Okay, one way to actually resolve this is to practice time management. You want to schedule quality time with your partner as you would a business meeting. And remember, communication. Communication is very important. You need to carry them along. You need to let your partner or your family or your wife or your spouse, your husband, you need to let them understand the stage you are in your business and what you want to achieve, and let them understand and know that they are important in the journey. That's very, very critical. So you need to set priorities. That's another thing you can do. You need to have non-negotiable times for family and personal life. You need to have that boundary. So, and one way you can prevent this totally for someone who is probably not in that situation is you need to ensure that there's a time for the family and there's a time for the business, and ensure you respect that boundary. Don't come home, or the moment you have the time you have earmarked for your family, your spouse, or your partner is not the time to begin to open the laptop and begin to work or talk about business. Your conversation should focus on your partner, everything around them or about them. Not the time to begin to respond to emails and begin to treat emails while you're supposed to be spending the quality time with them. The third point on sources of pressure from relationship that can affect your business is actually your partner's lack of understanding about entrepreneurial demands. So when you have a wife or you have a date or a partner who doesn't understand entrepreneurial demands, it can actually be a source of immense pressure. So because they will find it difficult to understand why you can't close by 5, why you can't leave by 4 to come and have dinner as planned. They really don't understand it. So in their mind, that can lead to misunderstanding, that can lead to arguments and feelings of being unimportant. Because in their minds, I mean, this is something you have planned together with them. Why would you say something came up? Why can't you honor that arrangement? Why can't you honor what you have agreed to do at that point in time? But entrepreneurial journey can be very spontaneous. There might be a client you have scheduled to meet with, and it might be a major break for you, and then the client decides to come maybe an hour later or 2 hours later. They might have a delay somewhere for whatever reason, and they reach out to you, and here you are, you want to ensure that you reach, or you finalize with them. But then that turns out to affect your initial arrangement with your partner or your spouse. And then you try to explain to them, they find it very difficult to understand. So as a single entrepreneur, these are some of the factors you want to consider before you even begin to consider anybody or any relationship. For those who are married, this is what you can do. You spend the time to educate your partner. Share your daily tasks and long-term goals to foster understanding. Include them. Invite them to participate in some of the milestones you celebrate, or even try to sort their opinion in decision making. It gets them involved. They take ownership. And then when things are beginning to happen like this, they already have a prior understanding and a foundational
Have you turned off
picture
the off?
to be able to
So you
comprehend what you're talking
off the
about.
hotspot for now.
And apart from setting boundaries on your own part, which is also very important, educating them will go a long way. And after educating them, ensure you also stick to the boundaries that you have set. Now, the main way to actually prevent such situation is to ensure that you have the time, or you spend the time communicating with your partner. You need to educate them. It's your responsibility. The same way it's your responsibility to ensure your business runs perfectly well or your business thrives, that's the same way it's your responsibility to carry your partner along and educate them. See, entrepreneurship is a call to leadership. I'm going to do another video, and I want you to actually get to listen to that video. Entrepreneurship is like is a calling, and it demands you to be able to have some leadership skills. So you're not only leading in your business or your workplace, you're also leading at home. So communication still remains a major key in trying to resolve or handle a situation like this. All right, in order not to get this video to be longer than expected, I'll we have been able to talk about or mention three vital sources of pressure in your relation that can come from a relationship and affect your business. So, and we've been able to talk about how you can actually solve such problems if they are already existing, and how you can actually prevent some of these pressures from affecting your business. So you're going to be learning in the next video. I'll be sharing the remaining points. In the meantime, I'd like you to like and I'd like you to share this content, and I'd like you to subscribe so that when the new video drops, you get to see it and learn from it. So in case you want to reach out to me, maybe you're going through any of these situations and you want us to actually see how we can solve it together, then you're free to reach out to me. You'll find the link below where you can chat with me one on one. In the meantime, just ensure you stay out of trouble and ensure no pressure from your relationship will affect your business.